Hello, everybody that is watching currently or after. This is Warrior Health Podcast, our Monday night show. We start at 5:30, 8:30 on the East Coast, and 10:30 tomorrow morning in Australia. Um, just wanted to reach out to some people and see what your guys' day is looking like. See how you guys are doing. So please, when you join in on the chat, just say hello, say hi, tell me how your day's going. Tell me if you have any questions. Tell me if you got anything you want to vent and get off your chest, because that is also important as well. Not a lot of people value themselves when it comes to how much you can impact somebody else's life by just talking about your own. Okay. I think one of the biggest things that we have in society is that it is okay to go on social media and to put out as much shit as you could possibly post about whatever nonsense you want to say. But when it comes down to the shit that you want to say about yourself, you keep it like really close to your cuff. Like you keep it really close to yourself, and you don't talk about it too much. I don't know why people do that. Don't ask me. I have no idea. But I do know that it has been very helpful for myself to have an opportunity to use an outlet like a podcast or friendships that you have. There's groups that you're a part of and things like that. It's a huge thing to be able to do, to be able to reach out to people, right? I had somebody once about, let's say about 6 years ago. No, 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I started therapy. I didn't want to talk about it. This person started off by telling me that I was a pussy for getting therapy, that he would never do therapy. He would only need to talk to his bros or his wife, and he just needed to just do his own thing. Okay, cool. Totally fucking cool with me, right? Like, do your own thing. But at that moment in my life, I needed an outlet of somebody to talk to that, for one, wasn't going to judge me for talking to somebody. Two, was going to be this the person that I could go to anytime I wanted to, which is a huge thing, right? Like being able to go to people and talk to them about things when you're needing it. A lot of people retract the way that they feel on a day-to-day basis, and then they don't want to hear what somebody else is going through. Or sometimes people want to hear all the shit you're going through because it makes them feel better about their life, right? Neither here nor there. It could be any of those things. The main thing I think is that when you're reaching out for help, that you reach out to the right outlet, the right area. Therapy is good. A bad therapist is not good. If you don't click with your therapist, if you don't like talking to them, if you feel like it's a chore, that's not your therapist. It's the same for your people. If you have people in your life that are constantly bringing you down, that are making you feel shitty about yourself, making you feel as if you don't matter, that if you weren't there, it wouldn't matter at all. These are people that you don't need in your life, right? People have asked me recently about, the things that are going on in my life, right? And I get it. Like, if you know the general idea of some of the stuff I'm going through, then you know more than most. Now, if you want to talk about that kind of stuff, sometimes that's hard for me to talk about, because I'm constantly saying it or talking about it means that I'm making it worth more than it is, right? The negative medical stuff that I'm going through, the loss that I'm going through, that shitty kind of stuff that I'm going through. And then I start to get in my own brain. I start to feel sad for myself and sad about the things that I'm going through. And when we do that on a day-to-day basis, you just feel like you can't pull yourself out ever. You're stuck. And I'm learning and failing and learning and failing constantly when it comes to things. And I'm never going to get it right. Ever. I'm never going to get it right on the first go. But the second time, I can be flawless. I can be perfect. I can constantly be learning and adapting to those things that, that I know are good for me, right? And the biggest thing that we struggle with on a day-to-day basis, I think, isn't I have anxiety, I have ADHD, I have OCD, I have depression. I'm battling this medically. I'm battling this on a day-to-day basis. I'm battling this at my job. I feel like shit in my own body. Whatever that kind of stuff is, right? I constantly am thinking to myself, all these negative things, right? And that's the thing that we have to focus on. It isn't the actual things that we're dealing with. Those things are going to happen. They're going to happen to us. They're going to happen because of us. We're gonna learn what those things are doing to tear us down, and then we're gonna fight back, right? But we can't fight back if our mindset stays in the same exact place that it was before and during the time that we're going through that. And when you fail and you learn from that, you have to pick yourself up and you have to move forward past that. So you have to be the kind of person that you're giving the advice to, you have to be the kind of person that you're advising about their bad day and the things that they're going through, right? You have to be the kind of person that can accept it the same as they do. Now, I find that difficult, as everybody that I know tuning in probably finds this super difficult, that it becomes a chore to put on a happy face. It becomes a chore to be vulnerable and be open with everybody. It becomes a chore to constantly be reminded of the things that you're going through because you're constantly talking about them, whether it be a therapist or friends or family or your loved ones or your husbands and wives. But I think what we need to learn from it is that doing the things that make us comfortable at that time, and however much that is, as long as it's something, is positive. And if we can pull ourselves out of those negative moments that we have by repeating ourselves over and over again about the things that we're going through, which is something I just read earlier today, which is why it's on my mind, is that if you can pull yourself away from that for just a day, for just that morning, wake up in that morning and focus your energy on breakfast, coffee, whatever it is you're going to do. Make your fucking bed, put in a load of laundry, take a shower, take a shit, shower, shave, whatever it is you need to do. But focus your energy on getting some shit done and starting your day, instead of feeling like you have to sit in bed, be like, oh, I don't want to go to work, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to, this is going to happen again, or I'm going through this. Like the medical shit, the loss, the sadness, the loneliness, the things that I know that I feel, I am probably nowhere compared to a lot of people out there that are dealing with their things. But also that comparison is the thief of joy, right? I said this last week. Somebody is the thief of joy. So if I keep comparing myself to where somebody else is at in their life, regardless of how they got there, they could have somebody could win $1 million and they could have been set up for life like 20 years ago, and now they're just living off the residuals. And I'm like, why are you doing life so easy? And I'm over here struggling all the damn time. Sometimes that doesn't really matter, right? Because it's not my life. Their life's not my life. And if I compare myself to them and they compare themselves to me, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be envious, and they're going to be fucking happy that they're not living this life that I had to live, or the things that I've had to go through in some of my youth. And it's there's a scale that's there, right? That we're constantly balancing, trying to compare ourselves to the things, the people, the opportunities, you have the cooler shit, like the cooler toy. It's funny how we never pull out of that feeling of like, that kid's got the cooler toy and I'm going to compare myself to his. I wish I had his parents. I wish I had his life. And you don't know what's going on in their life, right? Jessica, how you doing? Sorry for ranting and raving for like the first 10 minutes. Matt, how you doing, brother? Jessica, thank you for coming in here and saying hi. And Becky, how the hell you doing? Courtney, thank you for that. Gonna do my best. I will do my best to keep going. The one of the main Brent, I don't think I didn't see a sneak up in there. The main thing though that I do want to say to a lot of the people that do watch this, and I know that I'm gonna probably start actually doing these Monday nights, this mental health podcast. I may start switching up some of the times. I feel like Monday is a rough day of the week, right? It's like, you start the week, it's like, oh, case of the Mondays type of shit. and then you get home from work, whatever time that is, like 3 to 4 to 5 or whatever, and you're like, podcast, fuck a podcast. I don't want to jump on a podcast, right? I got time for this shit. I got to do stuff. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe evening time, right? I know it'll be a little bit later on the East Coast, but maybe a couple hours later, right? When they're getting ready to go to bed, maybe like at 10 o'clock, right? Like a 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock type of thing, right? And I do it for just an hour. You want to stay up and listen? You want to watch? Awesome. If you don't, yeah, there you go. Wherever you go, there you are. Come across the fork in the road, pick it up. But if it helps, I was told this, if this podcast helps at least one person, if people go back and watch this and they actually see some things that they enjoy, or they hear something, or they're listening to somebody that comes on here and talks about some of the stuff that they're dealing with, I am always asking, but I get tired of asking because I just feel like nobody really wants to. But if there's anybody that's in there right now, and if you want to do a roll call in the chat and just tell me who's here, just say hi. But if you'd like me to send you a link to come on here and just talk about something for like 5 minutes, then come on in. Until then, you just have to listen to me talk. So a couple of things that I was looking at earlier. One of them was there was a podcast, kind of what do you call it, like a positive mindset kind of podcast guy, right? And he's constantly giving all these quotes, and he's giving all these things that he's talking about that are like, super inspirational, like, be the warrior of your life, and don't be afraid to fail, and reach out when you need help. That's great advice. Some of the advice though that he was given on this one, it was like a 3-minute one. He was engulfing himself with the idea that not everybody is just going to watch a podcast or a clip or some sort of reel, and they're just going to be like, you know what, that Dustin guy is inspiring, and then later on go, man, it changed my whole life. Like it's not an overnight thing. You have to feel those things. You have to think those things. I'm constantly, hold on a second, I hit my mic, or not my mic, but my camera. There we go. I'm constantly learning, and if I can learn and teach at the same time, when people don't have enough time throughout the day to be Googling and shit, then I'm gonna do that. I want to promote that idea that this positive mindset, this positive health, this or positive mental health awareness of the things that we go through on a day-to-day basis, that we're not alone, that we can reach out. I have the Warrior Health group. I have the podcast. We have other podcasts that we do that are fun. Sometimes this could be a downer, but I don't mean for it to be. I just mean for it to be real and authentic. And I want you guys to be along this journey with me and to be able to share your journey at the same time. This is for you guys. This is for everybody that's a part of the podcast. I didn't name it Fancast because it wasn't for the fans. I named it Fancast so that way everybody could join in and be a part of something and give me those ideas that you guys have to be real on screen and be helpful. So if you guys are struggling in the middle of the day, if you guys are struggling on living this part of your life that has to do with maybe divorce, or you're going through a custody battle, or you're just sad, depressed, you went through some loss, I want this podcast to be that outlet for you. A little bit about what I'm going through: an extreme amount of loss. I've lost 10 people since June 18th, 3 in about a month and a half. And I got some bad news medically as well. So my health is not exactly, doing the best right now. I actually found out that I have cancer. So it is what it is. What are you going to do? You can't, wake up and be positive someday and just it goes away, and you can't, spray some Windex on it and it just disappears. It's just another stage in my life that you got to go through, right? And so I know that a lot of the time people post things on Facebook and they say, look at my kid, what an amazing student, got an A. Look at this meal that I made. This meal was delicious, the best steak I've ever eaten, and my husband made it, or whatever it was, right? These are awesome. These are very positive, very uplifting. But let's get fucking real. Do you always make a meal that's perfect? Does your kid always get A's? Like, do you always look the way that you do? Like, girls, like, you wake up with the makeup on, you put a mask on, and then you're like good for the day. No, you have those moments where you're vulnerable, where you have little bits of weaker moments and you don't feel your 100% self. Post that shit. Go on the Warrior Health group and post it. That's all I can say, right? If you can go on the Warrior group and post something that you're being vulnerable about, that you feel like might affect somebody else, post it. Why? What's the alternative? You post something like your kid got a fucking F and you're struggling and asking how you can help to make them a better student, or you got a shitty fucking, you made eggs 10 times, you fucking burnt them all. Okay. I mean, it is what it is, right? Maybe you need help cooking. You don't know what you're going through until you're going to go through it, right? And you don't know how to get out of it if you've never gone through it. So the best way is to reach out to ask other people what they think. Now, people are going to give you their, like, this is what you should do. Some people, like myself, here's something I went through. Here's an idea of something that I didn't go through that, but I got an idea for some of the shit I went through. How about this? Or, fuck, I have no idea. So let's brainstorm together. How can I support you? What do you need? Maybe you just need a vent. Maybe it's just that. So there's a bunch of different kinds of ways that we can help to support one another, but it doesn't mean that we have to do it at our perfect time when we're feeling the best. It means that we can do it at these times when we're feeling our lowest. We feel like shit. You know, I try to help as many people as I can. And then the people that I'm not helping at that time that start to worry about me are like, hey, be careful, you know, make sure that you're there for you. I don't ever take away anything from myself when I help others. That only adds for me. It doesn't take away the time. If I wake up in the morning and I got any less than 40 different people messaging me, I'm doing something wrong. Apparently, that's my kind of quota for the morning. If I can wake up every morning and about 40 different people have messaged me, then I know that I'm either in a good conversation, I'm helping somebody, I'm being positive, I'm being supportive, I'm doing those things I need to do for me. Let's see. Oh, cool. We might have somebody that might be able to jump on. We'll see. Kelly, how's it going? I have several inspirational positive quotes from this podcast printed and on my bathroom mirrors and next to my work computers as daily reminders. Well, Kelly, I don't have a good quote for today, so now you're going to challenge me. I have to literally now find a good quote. Hold on. How about, what would be a good topic for a quote that we could look through, right? But I love that. I love that you do that, that you put, you know what? I need to get back to my dry erase markers. I used to write shit on my mirror. And then in the morning while you're brushing your teeth and you're shaving, you're doing whatever you're doing, you erase those as you go, right? Like, okay, you're getting some shit done. When you get home, you go to the bathroom. When you go into the bathroom, you see it on the mirror. It's right there for you. And you can just use it as a list and you just wipe it off whenever you want to. So Kelly, because of that, because you're doing that with the quotes, right, and being inspirational, I feel like I had to like look for something. So I found one, and it's actually I typed something in and it was like exactly what I wanted, and they literally made a quote, or not made a quote, but had a quote right there specifically about it. So the struggle that you're in today is developing the strength that you will need for tomorrow, right? That was the first, in all caps, it fucking jumped up first. The struggle, I just whistled a little bit right there. The struggle that you're in today is developing the strength that you need for tomorrow. So let me copy this. Let me put this in the banner in the front. I'm gonna put this down there on the bottom, and we'll see. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna put this on the header down there. So this will be the quote of the day. Let's see. Quote of the day. Maybe I can type if I actually say what I'm typing. I can type and talk at the same time. Still funny that I can't do that. All right, here we go. Quote of the day. The struggle that you're in today is developing the strength that you need tomorrow. And I think I missed some punctuation in there, but that's okay. because we don't have to be perfect, right? So the quote of the day: the struggle you're in today is developing the strength that you will need for tomorrow. That is, I like this idea. Try to build this positive reinforcement on a daily level, right? So every Monday we get a great quote that inspires us for, the week, possibly, right? Maybe I do a one for each day, a little positive, but kind of goes with what we're talking about, which is, this mentality of like, we wake up in the morning, right? We're going to struggle with the things that we're going to struggle with. We're going to deal with the things that we can't change. So why not kind of say, fuck you, like fuck off, right? Fuck your feelings, right? Like my hoodie I got, right? Fuck your feelings, right? And don't worry about it so much. And for everything that you are stressing about in your life, you think of one positive thing that you don't have to stress about. Maybe that changes your mood around. Maybe you make your own scale. You have a positive and a negative, right? And whatever you put in that mentally, whatever you can put in your hands mentally, as soon as you bring them together, it gets rid of everything. You're done. It just cleans it out. No more negative, right? You kind of like cancel them out a little bit, because it is all mental. Everything that we do is mental. If you don't want to be sad, your brain can literally tell you to not be sad. That's how powerful it is. So it sucks that we don't have access to do all those cool things like that, to where we could just be like, I don't want to be upset anymore. I don't want to be depressed. Turn it off, right? I'm going through a pretty shit breakup. I 100% believe in positive mindset, but damn, sometimes it's hard. Breakups are hard because you're losing a part of your life that you're so used to having every day. And if you've lived with the person, or if you're married to the person, or if you have kids with the person, it can be even more debilitating, right? But sometimes you have to wake up and just understand that, like, when you wake up, like, this is going to be hard because of what it is, but it doesn't have to keep being hard in your mind, like in the way that you feel about it. It doesn't have to keep being hard after that. So give yourself some grace and allow yourself to feel that, and then feel something different. Be positive. Think of something different, instead of sitting in that mindset that allows you to kind of go down that rabbit hole of like, did I make the right move? That why did we break up, or those kind of questions, right? How about, I have never had a bad day. Some days are better than others. How about, I've never had a bad day. Some days are better than others. When you say in your head like that, right? So I have never had a bad day. Some days are just better than others. That's true, right? If you're thankful for being here, and for being alive, and just being existing, then that's a good day. And every day after that is either a little bit better than that or the same, right? It shouldn't be any worse, right? I really like that. It better be preparing me for some. You know what? I think everything in life is preparing you for something. Even the good stuff prepares you for the bad stuff. Think of it that way, right? What if you get an amazing job and you learn a bunch of shit, right? And you're like, I don't ever want to have to do an interview or ever. I don't want to have to get another job. I love this job. Is it realistic? No, because you probably will have to get another job, right? It'd be awesome if you didn't. But now think of it this way: working that job, learning what you learn, being around the people that you're around is now preparing you for the idea of how to converse, how to interview, and how to get a new job that might be a better fit for you, that might be a better path down the road, right? So that becomes the structure for that next thing. Maybe this breakup is the thing that you're dealing with, so you can figure out what it's like to be in a really, really, really good relationship from here on out. Not to say that it was a bad relationship, but I'm saying it's not the best relationship when two people break up. If people can work it out, then they can work it out. I got a back scratcher. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it felt good. Anyway, so think about it that way, right? Like, that is your positive reinforcement for what the next thing is going to happen. You're going to learn from all the mistakes that you made. You're going to learn from the things that somebody did to you, and you're going to focus your energy on not having that happen again, which you would never be able to do unless you were in a relationship, right? Or something like that. We don't know. Let's see here. Let's see, Brent. Yeah, let's see. So I've messaged him. I've given some like some voice messages and things like that, but I've never actually met Brent before. But he was going to come on, and he wanted to talk. First time be on the show. So Brent, if you're in here and you're at least listening, the link I sent you, click on the link, put in the name that you want to put in, right? And when you come into the lobby on the bottom, I can bring you in after that. So it'll be cool. And if anybody else would like to, please let me know. Of course, Courtney, thank you for being real. You know, like you come on here and say things like that, you know, the breakup, you don't have to say those kind of things, right? Brad has come on and said a lot of personal things and heartfelt things that, like, he sat on this with me as well, and we talked, and it was great podcast. We had like 20 viewers. It was just having a good time, right? Talking, but being real. And so sometimes you have to go through those conversations to do that. So yeah, I like that statement of mindset. Let's see, Brent. Okay, Brent is backstage. Perfect. And Brent, let me bring you on the stage here. Boom. Oh, wait, before you talk, forgot my headphone isn't in. Let me put my headphones back in. Oh, this is unprofessional of me, but good thing I'm not getting paid for it. There we go. I can hear you. What's up, brother? Wait, hold on. Your sound isn't on or isn't picking up anything. Let's see. Still don't have anything, but you're not muted, so it might be your source, like it might be something on your computer or something too. Let me see if I can play some sound to make sure that my headset is working here. Let me plug this in. Yeah, so my music is working. I can hear that. Okay, there it goes. I can hear that. So let me see if you... Oh. Don't hear anything yet. Heard some scratchiness, but that's about it. Did you want to leave and rejoin the lobby? You might have actually hit some settings on the pre-thing. So here, let me bump you out and then just click on that link again too. Well, there you go. Hey, what did everybody think of that? I'm just joking. But no, so you guys got a little quote down there for the day, but please, when you guys come in, let me know who's in here. I just want to say hi to people and see how you guys are doing, right? I'm not trying to do these podcasts for 4 hours. We're gonna leave that for the no fucking filter night. If you don't know, we have a Friday night podcast. We do a no fucking filter podcast. Thursday is a throwback Thursday night, and tomorrow night usually it's like a meet the Goonies. We do some trivia, different kinds of things. I will, however, let you guys know, and anybody that's going to be watching this later, that I should and hopefully will be having Bayman and Mark Marshall on for a Meet the Goonies night to meet the owner of the Goonies house and Uncle Mark of the Goonies, who is the executive assistant to like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and Richard Donner and stuff like that. So that should be fun. On top of that, myself and Daryl will be in Astoria Thursday night, and so you guys may get a late night throwback Thursday. We'll see. It might be an on the go, on the spot kind of thing, but for now, it's it is what it is. We just we do it as we can. So Thursday night throwback Thursday might be Daryl and I staying in the VRBO, and then Friday for the no fucking filter could be just myself and Daryl Halloween night, right? We might have to do a Halloween podcast up at the Goonies house because we will be giving away some baby Roos up there and stuff. Let's see here. Oh, this is pretty good. Let me bring this. I'm going to bring this on stage. Kim sent this to me. Hold on a second. Let's see here. I'm going to get this right. Morning routine that actually works. Do the things you're avoiding first. Before email, before coffee, before your brain makes excuses. That hard conversation, that workout, that sales call, everything after feels easy. Most people do easy things first and never get to the hard stuff. That's why most people stay stuck. Win the morning by doing what scares you. It's pretty good right there. Thank you, Kim, for that. That is awesome. I like that. I like it. Okay, what do we got? Tori, how you doing? Hi. Tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. We're not doing it tomorrow. But we are doing it. We are doing it. Probably I would hope maybe this next month. So yeah, Mark Marshall and hopefully Bayman. I'm going to be talking to Bayman on Thursday, Friday-ish. And yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm down 3 pounds in like 3 days. Not that anybody could tell, but just figured I'd throw that out there. Oh, okie dokie. Hey, Shauna, how you doing? Thank you. Back at you. Looking good. Feeling good. I like that. Was that Trading Places? Yeah, such a great movie. Such a great movie. Okay, let's see. Brent, we're going to see if we can do this again. Hold on. I think we have sound.
Okay, so I put in a little headphone.
Perfect. You got it. You're probably talking on this little mic right here, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. No, it's perfect. I can hear you. I can hear you good. What's up, brother?
Cool. Doing good, man. Doing good. Finally, nice to meet you face to face, man.
Right? I know. We got a chance to talk a little bit,
and you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So what made you like reach out? What made you watch a podcast? Like be a part? Like, I mean, tell me the beginning. Like,
huge Goonies fan. Had been off Facebook for like 10 years. Hadn't been on it, just social media, and got back on and started looking at all the Goonie pages and stuff like that, and then started catching your podcast with Daryl. And yeah, dude, it was a lot of cool stuff. And I want to make it up to Astoria and see all that stuff, and I haven't. So it's just hearing all the secrets, all the spots.
Where are you located?
You guys have the Goonie experts, and huge fan, and and that just got me going. And then something happened in my life, and my wife came to me and said she's not in love with me and looking for divorce. And yeah, it was just like rocked my world. And I was watching the podcast and doing the trivia, and just made me it just made me escape that feeling. And then I reached out to tell you how you made me feel, man, and you just gave me some great advice. And yeah, it was just, and I'd never met you, I'd never had any other conversations, but just letting you know how you helped. And it was just awesome. And the advice you gave me was like killer, man. It was like spot on. And it was just so cool to have someone that I don't even know.
I took those moments before I sent you those voice things too, because I did like 2 or 3, and it was like one was like a minute, the other one was like 30 seconds, and I did the minute. I was like, no, that might have been too long. I did the 30-second. I was like, I didn't get my point across. And then I did another, and then it ended up being like a 2.5 minute one. I was like, well, I guess I defeated the purpose.
But I would reference back to that, just hear what you said and just listen to it. And like, it just made sense, man. Like, help me be more at peace and just realize what's to come and the light at the end of the tunnel. It was just crazy, because I never met you in my life. And for someone like you to do that, it was just pretty powerful.
Dude, I happened to be in at the time. I think I was messaging you. I was in Seaside, I think, and I was down that direction, Seaside, and Cannon Beach and Astoria and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it was
he's up there.
I try to get up there.
Dude, I know how many times you've been there. Probably a lot, but
I used to go up there every year since '87. And then after the 40th, I've already been down there 6 times now, just since June.
And I'll have to go back and look, but you did do like in the Goonies house, like a whole walkthrough and everything.
Oh yeah, I was one of the very few people.
I watched that and I was like, dude, that's so cool. And like
one of the very few people that got a chance to do that, and I'm lucky.
So awesome. I'm like, dude, I just want to get on that porch and sit on that bench and like, I don't know, it's just so like such a cool thing. And yeah, it's just awesome, man.
Well, I do know that like this last year for the 40th, I know that they were doing porch visits where you could get up there, see that, take pictures and things. Even if people weren't allowed to go into the house and stuff like that, people still got that porch. And I hope that they do that coming up for the 41st as well. I hope there's still an option to be able to do something like that, because I think that there's a lot of people that missed it, but I think there's that feeling that you get from doing that that is just, it's awesome. It's just so cool.
I just laugh sometimes because there's stuff I catch in the movie, like the Richard Donner's trailer sitting in front, or his when they're doing that scene, and like, yeah, there's Richard Donner. I'm like, I never got it. Like, I've learned so much little. I'm like, I thought I knew the movie and stuff, and like, but it's crazy, like the little things, and just like the thing I sent you with the Fratellis, what they said. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I'm like, I never knew that, and I'm like,
which is so funny because like I knew that when I was a kid, because my grandma and my grandpa are Italian, right? And so like when Fratelli comes in, and when Jake comes in and he says that, my grandma was like, "Is this good for the kids?" Because he says "fuck," but it's in Italian,
yeah, and
right? And nobody knows. But then, like for me, my mom was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Nah, the kids don't know." And I was like, "No, what?" Like I'm listening. Wait a minute, right? Like, what am I supposed to not know? Oh, Kelly, you know what? Well, I will schedule around your Disneyland trip. I'll make sure it's not on your Disneyland trip for the Bayman and Mark Meet the Goonies. And really quick, Courtney, yes, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm 330 pounds at 6'5". So my goal is 260 by my birthday, April 9th. So that's my goal. I started on that path right around the end of May, and I was at 368-ish, 65, let's say 365 pounds, and I'm down about almost 40 since then. So just trying to make that journey to try to feel better and stuff like that. Hi Jen, if you stole the computer, give it back. Awesome, thank you for that, Kelly. Jennifer, hello. Hey, I'm not here to make a difference in people's lives. I'm here for people to see the difference. I think that's the main thing. Like, I don't want to be that person that people say, like, and I appreciate it. Like, Brent, when you say that to me, like when you told me, like, hey, thank you, I appreciate this, I watched the podcast, like that meant the world to me. You're like, I appreciate this and this. Awesome. That meant the world to me. And as soon as you said, man, I have gone back to listen, and I've and to like listen to the advice, to do that, like that part, man, that impacts me. Like that inspires me. That when people say things like, so why do you do 4 podcasts in a week? Fuck, it's for me. I tell you that much. It's for me. I don't do it for anybody else. If I did, then I'd probably just do the one with Daryl, right? But these other outlets and option, people get on tonight, we might have 5 to 10 people that we've had, and then we get on like Friday, and there could be like 25 people that are actively watching, having drinks, having a good time. They serve different purposes, but then these get the same views, which just means people are going back to watch this. And I think that that's the inspiring part, right? That's the difference that I think that helps other people, that it gives them the outlet to, like what you're doing, man, coming on here and stuff. This ain't easy to talk about shit like that when it comes to, um, now I won't just say yours, what a wife says or feels towards her husband should never be, I don't love you anymore. And for whatever reasons those are, it, until that moment happens, there should have been something else that should have been said or worked on first, in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
I'm a huge advocate for that two people, when they're in a relationship, they can sit down and they can say, tell me, what do you got? It doesn't have to be mean, just everything, just hit me with it. And you go back and forth. And if it becomes too big for both of you in that moment, then no need to grow apart, right? You can talk how are we supposed to do this? We either stay or we go, but whatever we do, we have to do this together. And especially when a child's involved, right?
Definitely. And the whole thing is for me time to reflect and look back, and I get, this is almost like an epiphany of all the stuff to just for moving forward, and just there's so much reflection and getting complacent and just thinking work's everything, and just different things like that. It's just a lot of different things, and just being a provider but not being there emotionally, and realizing that, and getting just and some of the stuff you said, you know, if you're not willing to fight for it and there's someone else, and you know, that's just you got to say thank you. And like what you said was like right on, and everything is lining up to that. And I'm like, dude, like it's just crazy how, you
It's
know,
a
you
weird feeling though to want to thank somebody for not wanting to be with you and saying something like that, because is it's probably the thing that you wish that they wouldn't say or want to say, right? But
yeah,
when I've had my experiences in the past, and it's you get to that moment where if somebody cheats on you, doesn't want to be with you, it goes along the lines of friendship and family, like the related family and stuff too. When people are in your life and they're not treating you with the respect, but they demand it, when they're not giving you the same thing that you're offering them, which is just that mutual, like sometimes it's just you say hello, and all it is, somebody just needs the hello back. And when you have friends and family and people that are in your life that can't even go that far, then goodbye. Like, thank you for letting me see that, and goodbye. That when you say goodbye to somebody, it doesn't have to be forever. I tell people all the time, I'm like, because I shut people out of my life, just means I shut the door. It's unlocked. You want to open it, come the fuck back through. But you got to do that shit on your own. I'm not going to open the door and then put out a red carpet and then fucking get down on my hands and knees and be
yeah,
like, please come back to me, right? Like it's open. The door. People know this. My same phone number has been was my pager number in 1992 and 93, and at the end of 94, I've had the same phone number since then, right? So
wow.
people, when they reach out, sometimes they'll be like, "Is this Dustin?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You still have the fucking same cell phone?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." Because I'm a creature of habit, and because I believe that people should have that normalcy. And people sometimes will tell me, they're like, "You're the only phone number I have memorized, I like to this day." Like I can remember that the same as my house number. I'm like, man, 906-3714, rock and roll, let's go. Right. So it's just it's a fun thing to be able to not fun thing, sorry. It's a brave thing to be able to see in your own self the strength that you have to be able to move on from something that doesn't doesn't serve you, doesn't serve your life, right? And people are for lack of better words, we're human, right? We're gonna make mistakes, but we're also gonna do some fucking deliberate shit on purpose. And when people do that shit to you in your life, you can either retaliate, you can get down on yourself and be like, I'm fucking, this sucks. Like, why does this person not want me? Why is this situation happening? Why is this friend using me or whatever it is? And sometimes it's easier just to be like, thank you, now soon to be ex-wife, for telling me. I appreciate that. And it could have went on a lot longer. You could have used me for other things, but hey, I wish you the best of luck. And a friend, a cousin, whoever it is, parents, whatever, it's like sometimes it's just like, even to yourself, like mentally, thank you. They don't have to hear it. You just have to say it. You have to make sure that you voice that to let people know and let yourself know, like, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Or I'm on that road to at least starting to be okay, because we're going to get past it. Right. You know, I mean, it's
And just
a,
thinking about my son too is one of the, you know, big things. So, and just, you know, I've always been a great dad, but just focusing on him more and things that she was doing, that I was working and she was handling this, and, you know, and now there's a lot more stuff I'm doing. And yeah, it's like, it's just crazy. All the stuff I'm learning about myself that, you know, it's sad to say like how the road went, but I don't know. It's been really interesting and enlightening, and yeah, and just so it's just really cool. But like I said, I don't reach out to people like I did to you to tell you that, but I just thought, man, this guy's really just, you know, get out of that moment and like trying to guess the trivia. I'm like, oh, what is that one? I'm like, because I'm a big 80s guy. I'm born in 1982, but yeah, and I'm like, some of these ones, I'm like, dang it, I don't know that one. Or I'm like trying like super hard. I'm like, and I was like, I was just thinking of that, and like in Daryl, and I'm like, I don't know Daryl at all, but he's so, you guys are so funny, like, and just the dynamic of all the people that come in, and you know, it's just like a cool group of people, and
well,
yeah,
and
it's
Daryl and
awesome.
I
I hope
started
ours,
talking like a little bit before June. And then we met for the first time at the 40th anniversary. Like we would see each other everywhere.
yeah.
And then I did a podcast as a co-host for somebody else, and I bought Jason music, Daryl. I bought Dave Knight, who runs down there in Oregon, the jail down there and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had our like a kind of a crew that I kind of brought in. Jay Ryan, who has his own podcast, was also a part of it, and we had a great time. But there was this dynamic where afterwards I kind of was like talking to Daryl a little bit. And I was like, man, like I want to do this on my own, but like I need a co-host type of thing. Like, is this something you'd want to do? And he was like, I'm in. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, cause we're like, this is our thing, right? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So he runs the Spotify. So we're on Spotify, and then I go live through the YouTube and through the Facebook and stuff now. But it's just been like overwhelming the support that we've gotten from people. And the more support we got after doing one podcast, it not only allowed me but inspired me to want to do this part of it, the warrior health, the no fucking filter. Those are my brainchilds that I am like super passionate about, right? Like I love the Goonies, I love the 80s. Everybody knows that about me, right? I turn this camera around and you're gonna see just nerdgasm.
Yeah, and I need to update my room. So I got a bunch of Goonies posters, and I actually had some original storyboards from the scene with the gorilla. I'll have to show some other time, but yeah,
yes,
my room's a little messy, and yeah, I got a lot of skateboards and stuff up on. But yeah, I got to do decorating. So just
that's the other thing too is Wednesday nights. We haven't done it yet, but on a Wednesday night, we want to showcase 2 or 3 people for the night where they get to show off their collections and walk us through their place, or they get to send me pictures and videos, and I can bring them up on the screen. They can talk about them and things like that. Like, how did you start? When did this happen? Like, all that kind of stuff. Because people, you don't get a chance to show that shit ever. Yeah. Like if it's in your place, unless somebody comes over, nobody gets this chance to see it. So this kind of inspires people to be like, I don't care if it's cluttered. I don't care if it's fucking right. I don't care if you can grab shit and show it, then fucking do that. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, we're all the same. Like, all of us passionate 80s nerdy people that collect shit. Like, we know that we got a pile right here that could be put up somewhere, but we got no wall space left, right?
Exactly. And I could only keep it in the room. So now maybe I could just do the whole house as a display.
Dude,
So
if you look around my place, that's literally what it's. I mean, I have 17 arcade machines down in the garage. My bedroom has lockers in it. I have 2 sets of lockers that I use as my chest of drawers. So I have like jeans and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll have to take some pictures and show people sometime. And then this is my dining room. So when you look to this side, that's my couch. When you look over here, that's my kitchen. Like,
it looks awesome like that. But how you have everything displayed and like it's
which I set up right here. Yeah. And then I was like, I got to do something with that. I was like, looked over, I saw my freaking my Vitamix and my Ninja mixer, and I was like, okay, well, I got to put that shit down. And then this picture up here is cassette tapes. It's a huge canvas that's basically a bunch of cassette tapes put together. That was in my living room. I brought it over to cover the cabinets of my kitchen. So
I thought you had your own like collectible room or something, like how it looks, but I saw video with the arcade, all those games. Like, dude, that's so awesome. I'm a huge fan of all those Bart Simpsons, the 4-player games. Like, we just
dude, I got so many. I wish that people could just make it out to. I wish I could like house a bunch of people and just be like, come on out. We're gonna have just a night at Dustin's. You got retro pies up. We'll be playing old games on the TV, watching movies, and hit the arcade. And
it's like Stranger Things, going back to the that time when they do the arcade scene and all that. Like, that's it's so cool though, man.
Hell yeah, man. No, seriously. Hey, Courtney, congratulations on 115 pounds. Wow. I could only imagine how life-changing that is to lose a small person off your body, be a small person again in your life, right? Like, losing that. I can't imagine that you were, a 600-pound person losing 150 pounds, just basing it off your face right there. I don't think that you were, half a ton or something. So losing that much weight is not just life-changing. I mean, that's everything changing. Probably gives you confidence. That probably gives you you wake up in the morning, you're probably less sore. Fuck, I'm over 300 pounds. I wake up sometimes, if I sleep on my arm for 20 minutes, my whole side is dead. I'm just like, I'm like raising my arm. I'm like, doctor told me to raise my arm if I don't get those tinglies, right?
Yeah.
I think this is for you. Where are you located, Brent?
Me, I'm Fresno, California.
Oh, nice. So you're actually
Central Valley. So yeah, I have to go up and say what's up to Daryl sometime. He's up there in Sac. So, but yeah,
so you're
like
South
centrally
Sacramento,
in between LA and San Fran, pretty much. So like,
okay.
The Bay's 3 hours, LA's 3 hours. Like,
nice. I was actually wanting to winter, like this after the first of the year. I actually told Daryl, like, I want to get a chance to to come down there just to I went to California one time when I was 5 years old. That was for Disneyland when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been down there, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to get a chance to
Yeah,
go
and
down there and
just
stuff.
centrally located, like Pismo Beach or the beaches, I don't know, 3 hours away, so
And Kim was
yeah.
in Fresno last week. She
Hey.
lives up by me up here in Washington.
Oh, nice. That's cool, Kim.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, always growing
So
up, I'm like, "Oh, Fresno sucks, this and that," and, like, I'm like, I enjoy it, and these big cities, like, you go to LA or San Fran, I mean, it is horrendous, like, when we went down to Disneyland, it's just the traffic, and it's just so crazy, and, like, down in LA and San Francisco, and just if you're not right on someone's ass or they're just cutting you off and just I'm like and sitting in just traffic thinking of how many hours of the day I'm losing of my life
oh
sitting
yeah.
in traffic and it's just I'm like crazy they don't have a solution. They have this high-speed rail they're building here that's I don't know 100 billion behind budget and nothing's getting done and it's like it's like Stonehenge. You go outside, downtown and you see this big rail thing that's taken so long that they're never going to build, can't get through the grapevine. And it's like, well, hopefully they make it like a bike path. You can get an elevator and ride your bike on it or something. Because like the government, like, the Fed's already shutting it down, no more money. And I don't know where, we're going to tax us more for it. But yeah, it's just
Right. That's
crazy.
always what it is, right? Just more taxes.
Gas is like $4 or $5. Yeah, we're in the
Yeah, I know. Up here, same thing. We're at $5. I think we're ranked. We're ranked 7th in worst traffic up here in this area. So we're like just slightly behind like LA, like for up here in Seattle in traffic. I was talking to Daryl about Sacramento. He was talking about cost of living down there. And then when I looked it up online, my cost of living up here in Washington, where I'm at right here, is actually higher.
Well, you actually beat out California. That's like us, New York.
I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage townhouse apartment.
Yeah.
$3,300 a month.
And see, yeah, that's the only good part here. Like I got in when it's low, and Kim Mass. I'm actually in Clovis, and it's right next to Fresno.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I forgot how long ago I bought the house, but yeah, I was at like a 2.6, and I pay $1,900 a month or something. I got it locked in low, but like for I don't know 1,600 square foot house, and yeah, but it's just crazy. Like people during COVID moved from LA to San Francisco. They could come. You're paying $5,000 for an apartment. You can come buy a pretty good sized house here and, work remote. So it's like during COVID, a lot of that changed too. And like the influx and I don't know, California's just a crazy state of all the stuff they do and just keep nailing you and never get a break, and a lot of people
huge part in when I talked about this before, like mental health stuff, right? Like it goes from sleeping. You start at sleeping, you wake up in the morning. What's your day start like? You go to your job. Do you like your job? You come home from your job. How tired are you from your job? How much time did you spend in traffic? How much time do you get to spend with your family and your kids? What do you get to do for fun? Boom. You look at the whole day and one day goes by and you think to yourself, you're like, okay, maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend. And it ends up pushing it out further. When people ask me all the time, they're like, how do you do? So I work 2 part-time jobs. And I have my full-time job, which I'm a territory manager for an international raw metal distributor, right? And I'm the only employee in the state of Washington. So that's cool, but also like, kind of whatever. Yeah. And then I also have my Etsy shop, plus single dad, right?
Mm.
Plus, doing a podcast 20 hours a week of time. So then it's like you keep stacking the stuff and people, and sometimes I realize I'm like, man, I'm running out of time. I don't have this time to do this stuff. And then when somebody tells me, they're like, oh man, sorry, I didn't get back to you. It's just been really busy. I totally get it. I totally understand being busy. I also know that every morning I wake up, I average 40 different people messaging me every single day. And I have since like the end of June. Wow. I've just been trying to keep it alive to see. I think I went under 35 like 2 or 3 times. And I've literally gone up to like 70 different people that messaged me at one point from 8 o'clock the night before till the next morning at about 6. Wow. So like the idea when somebody sometimes tells me like, oh, hey, I was busy, or hey, I didn't get back to you for like a week or something like that. I'm thinking, no, if you're too busy, we shouldn't even be talking now. Like that's way too much then, right? You gotta find that time in your life. And I think that's the thing that when people say stuff to me about don't overdo it, I'm like, it isn't about overdoing it. It's about finding the time where you can find it. I sleep less than most people. I go to bed about 1 o'clock. I wake up 5:30. That's my average every day of the week, including weekends. So there's a little extra time that's there. But on a smaller note, it doesn't matter if you wake up at 8 o'clock at night, or if you go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, or you go to bed at midnight. If you're losing 4 hours and not doing 4 hours of shit that I normally do, playing some video games, watching an 80s movie for the 800th time, whatever it is, then you don't have to factor that in. But sometimes structuring the time to do those important things in your life that you really do enjoy is what can kind of relieve some of that pressure of the sadness, the depression, things like that. Like I told somebody, I said, you want to make this, then make it. Like, don't bullshit about I can't DIY, I don't have the tools. Buy them. I can't afford them. Sell something. I have nothing to sell. Find a new hobby. Find a new DIY project, whatever it is. If it's going to make you happy to do something, find a way to do that, right?
And that's the whole point too, is just like going and learning this. Like I've been talking about going to a store. I'm like, now it's going to get done. Like what, and it made me reflect, like, what's the whole point of working? It's to pay for things, to be with family, to do things. I'm in sales and I win sales goals and like awards and trips. But like in the end, it really doesn't matter for my son or anyone else. It's really work is for money, and I somewhat enjoy it, but sales sucks at the same time. But it's
I'm right there with you.
yeah, and it's just, someone undercuts me, and I'm in like janitorial and MRO sales, and like 5 cents for
I worked for Granger in MRO.
But and
so I understand that all too well.
Sorry, like tools and stuff like that. So Milwaukee.
Well, yeah, maintenance, repair operations, right? All that kind of stuff, right? Doing that, janitorial type stuff. I mean, it's heavy, and everybody's undercutting you.
I could barter with toilet paper for money. Like it was like I could get, and gloves and disinfectant. Like it was crazy. The schools and all the stuff we were dealing with back orders and. But yeah, it was wild during then.
I got some 2-ply for you.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like I was like bartering with, having gold here, because all the stores were wiped out and like the whole supply chain was exposed of all the weaknesses. And to your point of what you're talking about, what you do, the quality of your show and the intros, all the videos you post, like
some of those, that's just me fucking around.
No, but it's like good quality. Like the video, your lead-in video, like the videos you're posting. Like I'm just saying, all that stuff is really spot on and well done too. So that, I mean, however you do it, like you do a really good job.
You want to hear how I do it? So like, here's this one. I'll put this one up here really quick. Hold on.
It's just how you.
So like that. So what I do is I take myself and Mary, aka Murph, right? Which is funny. She was the first person to order anything off my Etsy, and then when she told me she was going to the 40th, I was like, we got to meet. She was like one of the only people I didn't meet down there. We literally were like hopscotching each other everywhere, right? Yeah. But been friends ever since. And so doing the No Fucking Filter, having her co-host that night, right? I took one picture of her and one picture of me. And then I took ChatGPT, paid like, it was like $19 or something like that for like a month, like the big one, right? And I was like, awesome, right? So then I'm like ChatGPT and I turn it. Then I go and take those pictures and I go to Grok and it does a 6-second video. So then what you do is you tell it how you want it to do it, but you have to do small increments. So like if I wanted to be like this one I did for, what was it? For like the Warrior Pat. This one I did for this, like the promoted or whatever. It's a little Funko Pop of me, right? Cool. But it was a Funko Pop of me that I said, jump up and grab the lettering, and it automatically grabbed the lettering and then he put it on as a shirt. I'm like, fucking that works. The video stops, and what I do is I screenshot it, I crop it to the exact size, and then I start the next video by using that image. So then I can delete all the images, and then I just run all the 6-second photos into each other. So what you saw right there at like 53 seconds is actually 6-second increments of each one, right?
Well,
that goes through. And it's fun to do during the day when I'm working, I'm waiting on a meeting or doing something. I'm like, make me a Funko Pop, make me a Garbage Pail Kid.
I mean, it just looks so high quality and like well done too. That's to your point, like your Warrior one. Like it's cool, it's quick, but it's like all the stuff you're putting out is like quality and how you guys are doing it and going about it. So just kudos to you and everyone.
Dude, I
and
appreciate
just,
that, man.
I know it takes a lot of work to do all that and have people follow and interact. And that's why I'm like, I'm not letting him down. Like if I flake tonight, Dustin's like, so I was like, I just wanted to make it a point, maybe come on it more. But yeah, I feel not as nervous and stuff. But yeah, it's just like I'm going to hold my word because what you did and what you said. I'm like I want to show that back to you and just and I have a lot of fun
and I appreciate it more than you know,
trying
man.
to catch it.
Just everything and stuff like that, and a lot of the things that you said too when it comes to our conversations. When it comes to trying to be there for you to try to help you and things like that. But like it's a two-way street, man. Like I get the feedback from you and the things that you say and stuff as well. It builds, like you said. I started off, I love the Goonies, so you're being a part of these groups, and then it pushes you to a podcast. Then we're friends on Facebook and stuff like that. And to me, I'm not a huge like I don't do the whole like I'm gonna go to church religion type of stuff, right? Like that's not my path. So I'm not gonna be there and like have that's my structure every Sunday type of thing. My structure, I wake up every morning and I try to say hello to 10 people. 10 people that I didn't say hello to before. I try to reach out or reply to 10 people that I haven't really done that to before. I start with that. That's my start, right? So when you reach out to me, right, and you say these things that you're going through, immediately in my head, I'm thinking, this is fucking tough for him. Like I know this is tough.
Yeah.
I'm a random fucking dude that we might have similar interests, but like I'm just at that point, I'm just a random dude that's like he's struggling, but for some reason he sees a comfort zone here. And so then like you say, I gotta come on, I want to let you down type of thing. For me, I feel the same. I'm like, what do I say? What do I do? How do I do this? Let me do this voice. Let me play it back. My voice sounds dumb. Okay, this is stupid. Let me not do this.
Dude, you're like a radio. When you Daryl were doing the radio, like, hey, you're calling in 6-4. Like you got the radio voice. I'm a big Howard Stern fan and talk radio, so all that stuff. So the prank phone calls and all this
stuff.
Hi,
and thank you for calling in to Warrior Podcast.
Hi, how's your night going? It's a Sunday. Right. And you were just like, I was cracking up when you're doing that and stuff, and to me, what rocked me was like, I don't know you, and you sent that back to me. I was like, it was just like a super crazy feeling because I've never had just someone and reach out to someone like that and then have that come back. So that was really hit me. So that,
man, and anytime, all the time, like it don't matter, man. Like honestly, like I bring it was funny because when I got a chance to talk to Bayman a lot more, Daryl and I went down there. I'm gonna say right now, 6.5 hours hanging out with Bayman and his wife Liz, right? For me,
so cool.
Daryl, substantially a lot less because he was in Corey Feldman's line for like 2 hours, right? So he got a lot less time, which it sucks because he was standing over there and I'm like looking over and Daryl's, he's just like motherfucker, fucking. I'm like, oh, Daryl, come on, I'm sorry. But it was fun. So we're hanging out and we're talking, and to have Bayman basically like put his hand on my shoulder and say, what you guys are doing, like the podcast and everything, like he's like, keep doing this. Like, keep doing this. And even before he goes on his TikTok, he's live and he's got hundreds and hundreds of people that are live there watching him. He's got thousands. I think he had like 5,300 people in like an hour or something like that were viewing, right? Just immediately off of that. And for 15 minutes straight, he's yelling out my name, telling people to get me on the TikTok to live stream it on my podcast, which I figured out how to fucking do. But come on, kid, don't put me on the spot like that, right?
Like,
yeah, it was like I didn't know how to do it, so I had to log into the TikTok, to his TikTok. Then I had to stream it through one of the scenes, but then I had to fuck up the sound. It was just this whole thing. But to have him say stuff like that is what inspires me to want to not only keep doing the podcast, but keep trying to do more. And to do more, like this is a great start. This is awesome. I don't do it by myself, and Daryl helps me, and we go through some stuff. Some of these other like tonight and the one tomorrow, and like the no fucking filters. So usually those are me, right? When Daryl and I get on like Thursday night, there's some nights where 10 minutes before we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We have no idea. Sometimes he's not going to get off work for an hour after that, and I'm like, fuck it, Thursday, here we go, right?
Yeah.
But you make it work. You be authentic. I don't apologize for those things, but I do explain to people like, hey, you know, I'm gonna get better, right? A lot of things are gonna get better from this because I'm gonna learn. It's still such a learning curve to figure this shit out. And every time I blast a promotion, I just think it's like, oh, there's Dustin again. Fucking burden, Dustin, like posting another. And I'm like,
message
I don't know how to feel.
And that's how I stumbled across it, and it was just from that. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna check this out. And then all the stuff you're talking about, and like the coins, and like, dude, it's like so cool. And it's like I feel like I'm reliving the adventure as like a child watching the movie and stuff. You know, it's just I don't know, it's just so cool to be with people that are in the same mindset and just talking about and joke and like just I've learned so much stuff like I thought I knew. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, and then I've always wanted to know too, like, so I was reading something about the one-eyed Willie, the skeleton, like that Richard Donner had it, and I don't know, Richard Donner, like who has it now? Like, where is the original one-eyed? Because I heard it was actual real skeleton for the eye and stuff. Like, I don't know if that's true or not. So I thought, but
that's crazy shit. To like that's one of those things we got to do. We got to put that on Thursday night with Daryl because he has 2-page printout of facts, maybe even more than that, of facts that we didn't even get a chance. You know what? We're gonna have to do that for Thursday. I think for Thursday night, maybe it'll just be him and me at the VRBO, and we'll just do a whole. We're in a story anyway, so we'll make it a throwback for the Goonies night. We'll just do fun facts. We'll do some trivia. Like, where are we at right now? Because we'll be at the spot, so it'll be like, we'll just kind of pan up or something and be like, trivia. Where am I at in Astoria, right? And have some fun with it, right?
Yeah, no, it's so cool, man.
And just like
I feel like I know you, like
presence.
I feel like I've known you for like 10 years or something. That's the one thing too. Like, you came off just so real and authentic, and even just watching your show, like I felt that, and just reaching out. So yeah, it's just all that stuff.
I appreciate that because it used to be one of those things to where like, people, what's the like, okay, when you're going out to a club, you're with your boys, you're in your 20s, and you're like we got to be on point tonight. Like, this is what we're going to do. You got to be that kind of person. Then you're playing basketball or playing a sport or something like that, and you got to be in that mindset. But then you're hanging out with your boys, having some beers in Las Vegas and stuff. There's that. Then you get with your girlfriend. You got to have that mindset, and you got to be that kind of person. When people talk about me all the time, when I'm with one girl, one group, I could be literally rolling up on my Harley with a cut on and literally jump off my fucking Harley, and I'll literally look over and introduce myself to a bunch of freaking different, like, Hells Angels, Banditos, it doesn't matter. And then I'll turn right around and be like, we're going to go play some arcades. And my tone of voice doesn't change. My demeanor doesn't change. Yeah. You don't get a different version of me. You just get a different whatever I'm wearing at the time, right? Which is probably a Goonies hoodie underneath my cut on my Harley with a flag from, so like, that's just who I am as a person. And I pride myself. Well, maybe not as much prideful as like, I don't have the attention span to like make up shit. So like, I'm kind of like, if I'm out there doing this, I'm going to say this. It's so much easier to do that. If you as a person have the intent to do something, then say you're going to do it, act on what you're doing right there, and then recertify into people's minds that this is what you did. Because that's not bragging that you did that thing, because it could be a negative thing. It could be you could have fucked up and failed. But I do the same thing. I will be the person that says, look at me. I did this. Look at me. I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to get a different version of me both times I say that. Right. Yeah.
And then just having that outlook and not having to you want to be your authentic self, and you don't want to put that on. And like in sales, it's, I go in and say they got a Raiders thing up. Hey, how about the Raiders? And, just kind of break that personal, like before when I got into sales, I sucked and like, oh no, okay, see you later. And now it's like, I can just chop it up, whatever. Hey, you don't want it, but I'm like, that confidence is there. It's like, I'm not nervous. Like, I can just go in and start, talking with anyone. Before I was the guy turning red in speech class or giving a speech. And like, I'm like, how is the guy that's not like confident or like, hates getting in front of people. And now I'm in there like cold calling and finding the maintenance guy or popping in, and people all look at me like they're like, "Who's this dude?" I'm like, "Oh, sales guy," you know. And I'm like, so I'm like, "Hey, I got some free stuff here." Oh, hey, you know. So it's like figuring out the way to break that wall down. It's like,
Yeah.
it's that in the beginning, I was just like, nope, later. So I'm like,
Well, define irony. In high school, I failed speech class 3 times.
oh,
And the third time I failed it, I was actually her TA as well in a different class. So
man.
me failing, and the thing was, is you if you didn't do a speech or you weren't there to present your speech, then that's the only way that I failed it, right? Was doing that. And it was so funny because people would literally be like, "How did you fail speech class?" Because I was that guy that, like, you know, in the halls, and like, you know, like when you're just walking by like the corridors and stuff where you get that little bit of an echo.
Mhm.
I would always do those. Over here, there's a radio station called it's 97.3 KBSG, and it was back then it was like 50s, 60s, 70s, like an oldies type of thing, right? So I would always do their little tone. I would always go, "Hi, and thank you for calling in to 97.3 KBSG, your radio station for the oldies. Right now, we're gonna have," and then I'd point at somebody, and they'd be like, "Dan," and I'd be like, "Dan's coming to the stage right now. Dan, how you doing with that divorce?" And he's just a 16-year-old kid, just whatever.
Yeah.
But it's echoing, and when people would hear me, they'd come up. Some teachers would come up, and I was just that dorky, nerdy kid that just whatever, right? Like whatever I could say, you know, having some fun, but just being real, being authentic. And of course, I also got bullied and beat up for being that same version of me. So, you know, now it's like I always like to think I really came into my own after high school because I went from like 6-ish to 6'5" and 140 to 260 in like a year and a half. And so I was like, cool, I'm big enough now to be me and nobody can fuck with me anymore, right?
Exactly. Yeah, because I just remember doing like at 6th or 7th grade doing the speech, and it's like Crab Island or I don't remember, but just turning beet red, you know, and it's just like, oh, and like messing up, and it's just I remember that, and I was like, oh, I hated that, and like now I have to give like sometimes presentations in front of multiple people, and still kind of nervous, but like now it's kind of like, hey, whatever, just do you, and you know, you're not perfect, and people would see that you're real, and but yeah, it's like now I'm like I don't really care, I guess, like. You know, so it's, you know, we have.
See, my thing is I don't get nervous. Like I don't get embarrassed, and I don't really get nervous about anything anymore. Like that kind of changed about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I get panic attacks when I'm in groups of people that are really close to me. Kelly saw this actually at Rose City Comic Con. Like I can stand in front of 5,000 people and talk. I've done that before. And then I get into a crowd of 15 people that are close to me and I start to sweat and panic. It's like everybody's staring at me and looking at me. And I don't know what it is, but when people are really close to me and standing around me, I kind of have this like suffocating feeling. But for me, when it comes to like, not like embarrassed, but when I was like nervous and stuff, I grew up, I used to have a slur and a stutter. So my stutter came from ADHD. My slur was just a speech impediment. So I have to go to classes friggin' for 3 years. So I would say all my S's like this, and then I this is stutter just a little bit. And I would get nervous and I go, and I come back, and every time I came back to try to say something that started with an S, I would just slur and stop and spit everywhere. And then of course you get made fun of, which makes you nervous, and you'd have to, you know, you got to keep going from there. So I was really diligent about let me swallow really good and then say, oh, my S's like that snake from Jungle Book, right? That was my inspiration.
Yeah, my younger brother had a stutter and he worked through it. But yeah, I saw like just, you know, like not getting the words out, and my mom worked with him. But yeah, it was tough. So, you know, it's not, you know, it's.
By the way, Kelly said One-Eyed Willie was an actual real skeleton. He died of lead poisoning. The skull was of Raoul Wu.
That's what I heard, Kelly. And then I heard that I thought I read somewhere that Richard Donner had the actual skeleton. Like,
dude, that would be.
So, but I'm not sure if that's real, or, you know, I know he's passed on, but like I would wonder where is it at the studio somewhere, or is it like Steven Spielberg's got? Someone has it somewhere. It'd just be interesting to know, like one of those trivia facts. Like I was like, I gotta ask Dustin, because if anyone knows, this crew knows. I'm like trying to.
Daryl has yet to give me some of the paperwork that he's holding on to, so we really need to do that, because I guarantee you he's got other things that are like all the way down to probably like, like the most random fact, like maybe the missing piece in the wallet that you didn't see in the movie or something. Like you have deleted scene stuff, right? Like from the monkey part, right?
Yeah, well, it's actually so I got it off props where it's what's crazy. So I need to try to link you up. So on eBay, I linked up with he was good friends with the original guy who did the sloth makeup and stuff. He's good friends with that guy's son. So and he's in the entertainment industry, and he's like, yeah, I'm actually good friends with blah blah blah, who his dad was, who did the sloth, the original makeup. I think I posted a video a while back, but yeah, so I'll have to get his name, and if he wanted to come on, he was telling me interesting facts, and so he was selling me stuff from the prop store. It was original pictures from the shipbuilding, I don't know, and then some like quite a few original pictures from prop store, and then it had like 4 of the storyboards of the deleted scenes of the monkey scene. I'll have to get it out, but yeah, so it's the original storyboards that I bought from him, and some original Polaroids from the sloth like makeup like test where they took like 4 or 5 different pictures, and it's the original Polaroids from that. So I was like, but yeah, I have to get it out and do. And actually I had a postcard I was going to send you. I got to get your address, but it was like a Goonies postcard from I think that Mike Maldonado, or I don't know, one of those. When they did it, he did, I forgot the guy's name, but he does like really cool artwork on movies and stuff. But I'll have to, yeah, I was like, I got to get your address to send this.
You know what? So, hold on one second really quick.
Okay.
So there's a guy over here, and I can't remember the name of his artist work, something 1976 or something. And I think that was just the year he was born, but he's a local artist at Pike's Place Market. And I'm gonna do some of these for some more of like when I show some of my collection stuff, right? Because I like a lot of like art stuff too. Like it's not just like let me collect like a trading card or let me collect like this video game or something. I have those as well, but some of these things I really love. Well, he did a Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah.
He did a Better Off Dead. He did Back to the Future. I got these over here as well too, but this is one I just grabbed that I forgot that I had kind of closed up. And he does this artwork. See if I can.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's super cool.
So you can kind of see.
It's almost like tagging too. It's like a little bit of like that tag scene, like yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Right. So it's kind of cool. Just he does these little scenes from it and he tries to incorporate like a lot of things in it, This has probably the least amount of stuff in it. Just a good scene from, a little chunk and sloth, right? But like the Back to the Future is like there's just so much going on. There's so much stuff, right?
I don't know if you can see this, but this is like the postcard I was gonna send you of this the glare. But yeah, the guy's name is Kevin Wilson. So,
Kevin Wilson. Okay, yeah, no, I would love it. I'll definitely.
Yeah, and I bought a original larger version of it. Like I don't know if they're limited edition, but it's like really, yeah. I'll message you or send it to you. Like,
oh,
sorry, my lighting.
Billy said, I know Donner had the skull in his office, but not sure what happened to it after his passing.
Yeah, see, that's
and Daryl has some amazing Goonies facts and information. I did want to do like a little. I do want to do like a Thursday. It might not be this Thursday night because Daryl and I will both be in Astoria, but I do want to do like his facts, right? But I want to get the facts and then I want to do multiple choice because they're very lesser well-known facts, right? So I would love to be able to do that and do a multiple choice or just have people shout shit out, just have some fun with it, right? And as long as people are in here doing the trivia, just give people some points towards it and then say like, let's just have some fun. Like be real. If you're in here at the beginning, you get 10 points, let's say, and for every few minutes you get like a less points, right? But let people just have some fun trying to guess what these actual facts are or to see what they actually know, right?
Yeah. Well, even just
for a local, there is no S in Pike's Place Market. Pike Place Market. I was just talking about my speech impediment, okay? So if you hear a couple of those extra things in there when I'm trying to say Pike Place Market, it's difficult for me sometimes. I was that guy that inadvertently would always make everything plural just because it was like accidental. So like everything that I'd talk about with people would just certain things would come up as plural, and they're like two, and I'm like, no, it's just one. I just added an S. My bad. Like sorry for that. But dude, no, it was good getting you in here, man. I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna see. I gotta see how the day works for work because it does not look like it's gonna be a very good day. My son has to work. My daughter has a choir concert. I have friggin' work. I have also something I have to do for like a second job, and then I have possibly a arcade trade where I'm trading for some video game stuff, like actual like I have. So he wants a PlayStation, but I have a full PlayStation set with I think it's 32 games. They're all doubled for me though, which is good. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna try for a authentic original Street Fighter 2 Turbo stand-up arcade.
Ooh,
You're
man. Those
right.
are
So
classic,
for me,
yeah.
when I priced it out and a lot of the games, I said, well, if I did this on eBay, I'd get about $600. And he was asking 800. And so I just told him this is worth about 1,000. And he goes, done. I was like, okay, good. That works for me. So
Nice.
yeah, get rid of some of my video game stuff and hopefully get an arcade, but we'll see how that works.
Cool. I
But,
sent you a message with that picture of that postcard, but yeah, I have a bigger
yeah.
version of it too. It's I don't know, but it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of cool stuff out there. So,
And next time I get you on, let's I want to get you on with Daryl as well, but also when we
yeah,
have like a good group of
Daryl's
people and stuff like
seems
that, and
so
just have
cool
we'll
and
have
fun.
some fun kind of going back and forth talking about some shit and
Well,
hell
even
yeah,
like
man.
when I watched him when he was the Goonies movie outside, I'm like, oh man, I'd team up with Daryl. I'm like, I'll go talk to anyone. Let's go say. And like when
Dude,
you were like,
right?
is it a real fan or not? Like, hey, if you don't know this, then you're
Nobody
not a
there
real
was a real
fan.
fan though. That was the problem. Everybody's like, "Oh
No,
yeah,
but
I've seen
I
like
get
100 times." Like, what's your favorite character? Oh, it's so hard to choose. I think it's the you remember the big heavy kid? I'm like, you watched it 100 times and you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember
Come
the
on,
heavy
like that
kid's
should be
name.
like second nature. And I was just and two, I don't know if you've seen it too. I found it you've probably seen it, but it's like an orchestra that plays the Fratelli Chase.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
send you the link.
they do the whole score
Yeah,
during the movie of the Goonies. They have it up here in Seattle too. They do a candlelight as well, and
dude,
they do like movies where they do the entire movie is done by an orchestra all the way from beginning to end, and you
really
watch
like
the movie while
okay.
listening to the music live.
Dude, that's so yeah, because I saw the Fratelli's Chase. And I'm like, oh, this is sick. And like it
I
was
play
like
that in my
I'm
truck when I'm
blasting
driving
it,
in
you know,
Astoria all the time. When I'm in Astoria, it's either Cyndi Lauper or the
going
Fratelli
down the
Chase.
thing.
The whole time. If it depends on where I'm at. If I'm like just downtown, it's Cyndi Lauper. And then if as soon as I get off the beaten path, it's like Fratelli Chase. Here we go. So yeah, I think
Blasting it. It's just
I'm a
like
nerd.
people in the town, they see that.
Oh,
It's
dude, they
so
see my truck with two big flags. Now they're gonna see it with my big two Goonie symbols across the
yeah.
friggin' side, my decals I have. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
the truck's only gonna get more Goonied out. I can't wait to take some pictures with that and Dallas's Truffle Shuffle van, which is gonna be cool.
Dude,
So
that's
hopefully
awesome.
we'll get some pictures down there this weekend. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start on Thursday night and be like, it'll be Daryl and Dustin's Goonie Adventure, and it's just gonna start with volume 1, and then we're gonna see how many volumes we can throw together throughout. It
Start
might
at
be
the
like
beginning of the
30
movie,
volumes. Be
all the
like,
interesting facts,
right?
like all the way down, you know, like
Dude,
it's
just
just
be
like
like 5 minutes here, 30 minutes there, an hour here, 12 minutes there.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know there was that deleted scene of the gorillas, you know, like I finally saw that scene. I didn't even know it existed. Like I remember the octopus one, but then the gorilla one, I'm like, I don't think there's any footage
The
of it.
lesser well known. I remember telling people about the gorilla scene and the convenience store scene, and
Yep.
people didn't
Yeah.
believe me. And
Yeah.
they knew about the octopus because it played
Mhm.
back in the day, after the movie was done and stuff like that. They did play that part and stuff, but yeah, I still have the octopus scene in on a VHS.
Oh, no way. That's yeah, it's so funny when you watch it and he's like, and you hear Data say that, and you're like, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, and then Kelly, he's not joking about that. Gets a lot of attention from people in the street. Yeah, that's true. I driving by, just big people. Hey, I had one guy, like, I was at the light and the light turned green. He's like, "Don't go yet," and then he wanted to take a picture of the truck because the flags were like moving with the wind and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, you got it? Yeah, we're good."
You should. I've seen the guys where they get, I don't know, they got a compressor and they get like a train horn or diesel horn, you know, plugged
I'm
out
gonna
up
get
under there, and
I'm
you
gonna
go,
get a
"Purr,
CV
purr."
in it, and I'm just gonna talk to people. I'm doing like, "Hey,
Yeah,
ladies
say
and gentlemen, how we doing out here in Astoria, Oregon? This is your
tonight
big
it's a
Goonie
cool
speaking,
35, and
Johnson. If you don't know who I am, screw you." No, I'm just joking. But no, it'd be fun to be able to do like more event type stuff throughout the year down there, not just the Goonies like one time a year, but to bring more awareness to really help that town out more, like the businesses. And a chance to really meet a lot of people in the businesses down there, because I did take a whole weekend when I went down there and I didn't get a single coin, and I was like the most looking I had done. I didn't get a single coin, but I met and followed so many different stores, so many different places down there, got to meet so many great people. And then knew I was going to go back down there. It was like 2 weekends later, and I started just commenting and started going out, and people were telling me like, how'd you find so many coins? I'm like, I did the work. Like, people are like, oh, I wish I could just find a coin. I wish I could just find a coin too, but I had to do a lot of work, and this cost me 4 trips, was like almost $3,000 with like hotel and like just gas and things like that. And then a total of coins that I had found just solely by myself were 7. And then I helped Paul, and I found one for Roger. And then Bayman and Liz were up at the house, and we were hanging out with them for about 3 hours. And I got a clue from Bayman and Liz right there. It's not us, it's them, right?
Yeah.
And it was we were just sitting there forever trying to figure it out. And they had the mailboxes facing the house up at the back, because they have to bring them in at a certain time of night,
right in the opening scene,
us and things like that. But you couldn't see that part. I just remembered it, and I walked over and I grabbed the whole thing and I turned it sideways, and then I opened up and there it was. One of the coins was right there. So it was, and that was like the 6th coin at that time to find. That whole trip was just consuming, like, by this positive like reinforcement. Daryl and myself and Jason, I'm sitting here down at Acola Park, and Jason's on vacation, and Daryl's working as a U.S. postal worker, and we're all video chatting on Facebook, and they're helping me look for a coin. I'm like going up in one of the things, I'm like, can you guys see anything up here? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, good, just double checking.
Well, it's just like so much fun, like reliving your childhood and having friends and people, and like and just like walking around the park and all that. It's like I've seen all the stuff. I'm getting up there. Like, my goal is now, like, I know I couldn't make it this time, but like I'm getting up there. And now, like you said, it's like putting, now with the changes I've had, like the goal is getting done now. Like, you're sitting here working all the time. I've got hundreds of hours of vacation time built up because I never take time off. So it's like, you got to live and do it now. And that's, where, that's what you're working for, to do that stuff.
What are you doing this weekend? You want to come hang out with Daryl and I for Halloween?
I'd be down. I got to go do a little trick-or-treating with the son and stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, otherwise, dude, I
was going to say, if you didn't have your son this weekend, I'd be like, dude, just jump on a plane. You got a free
place.
No, I know,
dude. Believe me, I'm not that far at all. So it's like,
I know, dude, right? I know, and Daryl's driving up too.
Yeah, and I have no excuses. So it's not like I'm flying from Florida or something, like, come on, you're right there. So buck up and do it.
Yeah, you got a good little puddle jumper. But yeah, we'll have to do that sometime. I'm gonna be down there for New Year's as well too. Okay. There's a kind of a big group of people. There's probably like 7 or 8 people that are going to be down there for New Year's, maybe more, that are going to be down there. So let me know if that's the case. I should. No,
I will for sure. And I got
at least a couch that might be there for you.
Hey, whatever, man. I'll throw down
something, right?
Whatever. I'll pay my way and stuff, So I appreciate that. I just wanted to show me the ins and outs and all the cool stuff, and it's just exciting to be with other people that are on the same page and stuff. And if I cut out, my battery's kind of dying on my.
Oh, you're good, because I am at the 7 o'clock marker, which is what I gave myself was an hour and a half of the podcast tonight, because I know some of those ones. We had a no fucking filter go 5 hours and 15 minutes straight, and I realized I hadn't stood up. My butt cheeks was sleeping. I was so numb. Kelly said, "What happened to that video? Finding the one in the mailboxes." Kelly, that was a shout out to Tori that Bayman had. That was actually on Bayman's Instagram, I believe, or TikTok. I can't remember which. I think it was Instagram. But anyway, he put the video on there, and he had a whole thing where when I found it and everything like that. So it's still there. It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I just saw it the other day. And then my truffle shuffle hopefully is almost to 500,000 views actually off of Bayman. So that was kind of cool. The first thing he said to me when we did it, he goes, "You ready? I'm going to make you famous." And I was like, "Bring it, bro. Bring it. I've been famous my whole life. Just nobody knew about me."
Hey man, shoot. Right? That's what I mean. You do anything. And hey, it is what it is. Living out the movie, right? You're in front of the house doing you can't ask for anything more. Like, dude, that's
right. With the owner of the house literally being friggin' mouth just help.
It's so cool what he's doing with that house and restoring it. Like, I wish that previous owner.
It's restored completely. 100%. 100%. There's only 3 things that I found in there that weren't exact, and one of them was based on color. The brands.
Wow. Yeah.
his little
Yeah, yeah.
workout stuff, the handles are red, which is ironic. I actually have the same ones that are in there now. I have
No
the
way.
same ones. Other than that, everything is identical. Everything that you see in there is identical. And I'll tell you this because I spent about 25 minutes in there and I was looking. I got a chance to go in the attic. I got a chance to go in the bedrooms. I mean, we were
Well, that's
everywhere. It was
I got an
awesome.
original. I want to make a copy for you guys, like an original uh, picture with Sean Astin standing there with the Walsh right there, but it's like an original from the
Oh,
photo set, or like to make a copy
yeah.
just to give to him to like, and I think I sent one of those postcards just saying thank you to him, what he did, and I'm not sure if he got it because the address was pretty funky. Like for like I was like E and this, and I'm like, oh, I hope this makes it there, and
Hope this makes it
uh,
to him or some
yeah,
sort of Sean Astin.
yeah. So, but no, that's so cool, and hopefully someday I'll get down there, or no, I am going to get down there and do that. So it's just a matter of time.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
So
Oh,
and I
there it is. 454.9 thousand, Kelly said, is what my views are on my Truffle Shuffle video.
heck
Nice. We're
yeah,
getting
man.
there. We're getting there. It was funny too, because when I first did mine, there was like probably like 10 or 11 people that were between 20 and like 150,000 or something like that. And it was just like mine just was like ding, 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 ding,
Yeah,
ding. He just kept
yeah,
going past it. I was like, let's go. I
yeah.
actually, you know what I should do is I should tell people, I should post the link and then every time just say, hey, can everybody just post this link?
I
Let's see
haven't
how
seen it. I'll have
many
to go back
views.
and find it. So, and I'm
Yeah, it's number I think like 37 or 38 on the Truffle Shuffle videos or something on
okay.
Damon's TikTok. But yeah. Cool, brother. Thank you for coming in here, man.
Well, I
And
appreciate it, man. Didn't mean to
all
chop it up
night.
so long here. I feel like so much comfortable after I kind of got going, man. And like and I'll
I
definitely,
tell people you come on here for at least 3 or 4 minutes, right? Just to
yeah, that's the
start it
trick.
off,
And
and
then
you
I'm here for an
say your
hour. No,
name. Hi, how you doing? Here's a little bit about why I'm coming on. And
yeah,
then as soon as you're done and we start talking, it's almost like you're in a Zoom call. You forget
yeah,
anybody's in the chat. You really forget that it's anything more than what it is, right? And I do want to do a couple of nights, um, slowly bring it up, but I might actually do some of this tomorrow where I want to do some of those like lesser well-known facts or hidden things. I posted one today. It's another podcast does some of these. There's like 5 other podcasts that do these, but one of them is like the multiverse of Pauly Shore, and it's Pauly Shore, and he's in like Son-in-Law, but then Brendan Fraser's in there, but then he's also with Encino Man. So when he's in like Pauly Shore and he's in there in the party, Brendan Fraser grabs a frog out of his friggin' little his little Chiquita banana friggin'
yeah.
fruit basket hat, and then he lights it, and then he takes a bite out of it and walks away. And then in the army now, it shows Brendan Fraser, and he takes a bite of something, and on his military fatigues it says Link on it, and then he says something, he goes, tastes like frog, and then walks away. So it's
No,
all this correlation of 3
yeah.
movies that basically it's him being Link in the whole thing. But I posted it today a little bit earlier. You'll have to check it out.
And
So I
then
thought it'd be kind of cool to do things like that for like a night where we have like, just conspiracy theory night where it's also like funny facts and
or even
things.
talk about the new Goonie, all that talk about the new Goonies too, and like Spielberg getting
Yeah.
involved. And it's really interesting knowing like he knows how important it is, and not to just make a remake. And just hearing
Mhm.
that and hearing Christopher Columbus talk, like it's so cool. But that they're if it happens or not, but just that the right people are involved, and like if they do it, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's hard to say good or bad, but it's just kind of exciting. And I think I sent you a video too. It was like blood. It was a blood sport video, but they changed it to a Mentos commercial. And I was like, dude, it's so funny, dude. I was
That
just
would be
starting
another one
laughing.
to do. Would be 80s Mentos, which are 80s movie clips where they change it to Mentos because there
Yeah,
are
dude.
so many of those, right?
Blood sport is running
Oh,
through the
that thing
boat
is,
and
I don't know
and
if
I'm
I
like,
can play I don't know if I can play the Mentos music without them friggin' copywriting me. So a
yeah,
lot of the videos that I can do it without sound. Like I can turn the sound off so we don't get flagged. But that's why I do want to I'm gonna do a night where we do the Goonies, right? I gotta set this up, but I am gonna do a night where we do the Goonies. We're gonna watch the movie on here with no sound, and then everybody's gonna have their script, and then you're gonna read off your lines and go through it. So sometimes different people will be different characters, right? So we'll just chime people in. So then like I'll have an order as we go. So it'll be like maybe myself, Daryl, and maybe 2 or 3 other people, right? That'll be common. And
Yeah.
then every now and then we'll bring somebody in, like their Mama Fratelli, or they're like Mrs.
You
Walsh, or they're
yeah.
like Mr. Perkins, and they
You
come
gotta
in.
do the singing, the Italian, you gotta "Ma" you gotta do that.
Yes, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Oh, dude. It'll be fun, man. It's gonna be a
Nice, man.
blast.
Well, I really
Kelly, I don't
appreciate you
play it
having
every
me on,
time. I
man,
check the
so
views. I just got to 38. I send the views to you. Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you. Everybody else who's still in here, thank you guys for joining us. And Brent, it was a pleasure, my friend. And
man,
I'm
it was
so
a pleasure
glad that you
finally
reached
meeting
out,
face
man.
to
And
face.
I'll
I
send you
just,
my address because I want that fucking postcard. Hell yeah.
yeah, dude. Yeah. You messaged me because I tried to look off a picture that you were sending to someone else. I was going to reach out to. I was sure I'd try to surprise you, but I'm like, you know what? I don't better just ask.
I had somebody actually buy something off my Etsy just so they can get my return address so they could
Okay.
send
Yeah,
something to me.
I was going to get some
Which
stuff off
is
there too.
which I think was this little friggin' somebody sent me this. I don't know who did, but it had no return address on it.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Right? So I was like, I mean, hey, I'm okay with free gifts. It would be
Yeah.
nice to say thank you to somebody,
You're
right?
out doing giving back for what you do and all the stuff,
Mhm.
I hear and see you do and you're giving. So it's like, hey man, it's like show your appreciation for what you do and everything else, so
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so
yeah,
much, brother.
for
Well,
sure, man.
cool. Well,
Well,
hey, you have a good rest of your night, man. We'll see you soon.
man, I gotta get some food. I haven't eaten and I appreciate
Same,
it, man.
man. Same.
I'm
All right,
starving.
man. Talk to you later, brother.
Oh man, thank you so much, man. Had a great time.
Booga 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 booga.